Are you looking for the best USB audio interfaces in this video? We will look at some of the best USB audio interfaces on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Focusrite Clarette Plus 8 Pre. With tons of connectivity and spectacular mic press, this won't leave you wanting. Focusrite has been killing it lately. The brand has released a series of low-cost USB audio interfaces, the Scarlett line, that has become so popular. People tend to forget that Focusrite was originally a high-end outfit started by Rupert Neve. Yes, the Rupert Neve, mixing console designer, to make mic preamps for mega producer George Martin. This is not some Johnny-come-lately budget brand. Focusrite has serious market clout. That clout and know-how are brought to bear in the Clarette Plus series, a step up from the Scarlett line, and, thus, a step up in quality. The plus symbol in the name refers to the Cirrus logic converters now present in the 3 Clarette interfaces, including the 8 Pre, our choice for best USB audio interface. As the name suggests, the 24-bit 192 kHz 8 Pre has 8 combo line mic analog inputs, each with a Focusrite microphone preamp. Whether built into an interface or the mic itself, a preamp is a circuit that takes a microphone's low-level output and amplifies it to line level. This company made them for the Beatles producer, which speaks to its quality. The preamps have plus 57 decibels of gain, a little limited to be honest, but not a deal breaker. They also include Focusrite's famous analog air circuit for adding sparkle and, wait for it, air at the top end. Number 2. Cranborne Audio 500R8. Cranborne Audio is a relatively new, UK-based audio company. Not content to turn out just another studio-grade USB audio interface, the company decided to make the product that you never knew you wanted. The result is the 500R8, a top-of-the-line interface that is also a 500 series module rack. First things first, what's a 500 series rack? The 500 series is a modular format for audio equipment developed by APA in the 1970s. Think mic press, compressors, and all 3 U-high, 5.25 inches, with one slot equaling 1.5 inch wide. They're not cheap, but are arguably cheaper than buying full-size equivalents. Most 500 series cases are self-contained units. Cranborne took this idea and married a 500 series case to a USB interface. Brilliant. The interface has a massive 28-in 30-out configuration capable of recording at 24.92 kHz. With both XLR and TRS analog module inputs, and similar dual configurations for stereo output. Additional output includes SPDIF in-out, ADAT, up to 16 ins and outs, MIDI in out, plus several other studio-friendly connectivity options. Number 3. UA Volt 2. UA Volt 2 is an all-in-one recording toolkit for the traveling musician. Universal Audio packed most of what we like about its pro-grade Apollo recording equipment into the Volt 2, an ultra-portable 2-input USB audio interface. The box is only 7 inches wide and weighs under 1.5 pounds, so it's easy to carry to and from a studio in a backpack. The Volt 2 needs to be connected to your computer using a USB-C cable, which supplies power in addition to data. In our experience, the Volt 2 can create some surprisingly clean recordings, with analog-like warmth, detailed mid-range, and no muddiness across the entire frequency spectrum. We were particularly pleased with its vintage mode, which flattens peaks to achieve a tube amp-like effect. This mode is available at the push of a button, which makes it easy to toggle on and off during recording. Our qualms with the Volt 2 weren't with its sound, but rather its lack of onboard DSP, digital signal processing, which means you can't natively use it with Universal Audio's entire plugin library. Its relatively small set of inputs and outputs can also be a limiting factor, but that depends on what you plan on recording. The 2-input, 2-output setup is part of what allows the Volt 2 to be so svelte. If you're looking to start your first bedroom studio for velvety podcasts, or need a way to create high-quality demos on the road, it's hard to beat the Universal Audio Volt 2's performance, especially for its sub-$200 price. Number 4. Apogee Duet 3. Apogee's Duet 3 reduces connectivity to the essentials for an eminently portable device. In 2007, Apogee helped redefine what a USB audio interface could be with the first Duet. Both portable and studio-ready, it was an instant hit, dominated by a single large volume knob and with very little visible connectivity. It used minimalism to its advantage, predating Marie Kondo's cry to jettison anything extraneous. that didn't spark joy. Now up to version 3. Apogee's Duet still does a lot with very little and sounds better than ever. Connectivity is limited to the necessities. There are two 1/4-inch instrument inputs, two combination microphone line inputs, and two balanced outputs. Looking at the unit, you'd be forgiven for wondering where the jacks are. They're actually handled via breakout cables. This allows for standard connectivity, while maintaining the Apogee's lovely minimal aesthetic. A 1/8-inch headphone jack completes the package. Duet 3 is more than just a pretty face, though. Duet 3 is more than just a pretty face, though. With its Apogee preamps with generous plus 65 decibels of gain and custom Apogee ADDA converters, your audio is in good 24-bit 192 kHz hands. Number 5. Solid-State Logic SSL2 Plus. Solid-State Logic finally brings its audio technology to the masses. Few studio equipment manufacturers have achieved the kind of recognition that Solid-State Logic enjoys. Known largely for its mixing consoles, the British company's products have traditionally been out of reach of all except the biggest stars and professional studios. As with other top audio manufacturers, the lure of the consumer market was too strong to ignore, and SSL, as it's often abbreviated through its top hat into the USB audio interface ring in 2020, with two products, the SSL and SSL Plus. Both have the same general circuitry, but the Plus model has a few extras, which is why we're recommending it. The SSL Plus is a solid, modern-looking interface with solid-state logic-style knobs and easy-to-read LED meters. All connections are on the back, which is a shame, but it does add to the aesthetic appeal of the device. Taking a peek around the back, then, we've got two combination mic line inputs, two 1/4-inch outputs, and surprisingly a set of RCA phono ins and outs. Two high-current NJM headphone amplifier outs plus MIDI I/O complete the package. The non-Plus SSL model does away with the RCAs, MIDI, and second headphone amp. Solid-State Logic is famous for its circuitry, and here's where the SSL Plus and SSL shines. First, let's talk about the mic press. The device has class-leading preamps with plus 62 decibels of gain, and an IN equivalent noise input of minus 130.5 dB, with a two-stage design with discrete low-noise transistors and nicks. It'll handle gain-thirsty mix with aplomb. We dare you to find mic press of this caliber anywhere near this price point. Things only get better when you engage the legacy 4K analog enhancement.